What is up, beautiful people? It's been a journey. I took the month of September away from social media, not because I really had a problem with it. I wasn't one of those people that was like addicted to it. I didn't spend hours with time wasted. But for social media, it was a distraction. And for me, I'm creating a new life and wanting to redefine my purpose and find it, right? It's not something that you just write in your paper and say, this is my purpose. Something generally comes from within that you feel. And I wanted to get connected to the things that I felt like I wasn't really connecting to. One being my purpose, one being my career, the things that I'm learning. I'm new in a role. Also, connecting with my kids, being the mom and the dad, you don't really have the space to be your best version of what you really are. And what I mean by that is, well, I should say it's a learning opportunity, right? As a dad, what I'm really good at is playing and being silly and laughing and getting outside and just not taking life serious. That's some of my best traits as a dad. And my dream and my goal and what I love and what I feel most aligned with is laughing with my children, being silly and just having fun, just ultimately having fun. And the things that I'm not good at, the things that generally in a partnership, you kind of can share different things. And I was feeling overwhelmed with it, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to play mom in some ways. And with that, I'm not able to be dad. So I had to be, I had to come to awareness of that. And I needed a break, and I need more breaks. I need more breaks from anything that's not serving me. And I feel like that goes for everybody, right? Like if we choose where we put our energy, what eggs we put in one basket or multiple baskets, we're choosing that. And so I wanted to choose different things. And I feel that we all need a break to choose the things that really matter, because they change. They can change overnight. And I was just evaluating all of the major changes that have occurred in my life, because my life and my experience and my story has been really the greatest teacher to me. And it's been a very helpful teacher and tool for people that I coach and clients that I work with. And our story is the greatest thing that we have to share, because it's the only of its kind. And it doesn't mean we have to write this fancy memoir or a book, but sometimes we need to write that story for ourselves to read. And our journals are worth so much. If we consciously choose to write each day, every other day, whenever, we're consciously choosing to express out of us, express whatever it may be. And it's healing and it's therapy. And we have to trust that our journey is worth sharing, even if it's just sharing with ourselves. And for me, I started doing a gratitude journal. I've heard about all these things, right? I've helped people get started on certain things. I haven't really stuck with them, but my gratitude journal is little. And so my excerpts, I can see, are little. It's a quick note about what I'm grateful for. And sometimes I open that page and I'm like, what am I grateful for? And I have to work through that initial thing. And so it's important for me to do this in the morning, because it challenges me to change my perspective, change my thinking, and find something within that I really am grateful for. Sometimes I'm grateful for the stillness in this present moment. I came to awareness of it, like, wow, what am I grateful for? Wow, I'm grateful for that deep breath. And of course, there's I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for the lessons they teach me. I'm grateful for the flexibility of this incredible company of Dell that they provide me. I'm very grateful for my partner. I'm grateful for my family who's shown up for me in major transitions in my life. I'm grateful for the house and the car. I'm also grateful for meditation and yoga and exercise. And so there's so many things to be grateful for, but they shift. And so I think when we can come to awareness of the things that are, I don't like the word costing us. It's either, it's either helping or hurting. But if we can remove the emotion from those terms and we can like really look at like, okay, well, how are we choosing our energy? What are we doing on a daily basis to stay in alignment with our highest vibration? What feels so good? And that's a constant evaluator. And so it was really nice for me to take a break, and sometimes I feel aimlessly lost, and it's okay. It's okay when you have a vision of your life growing up in this human world and you create that life and then it ends. You've got to create a new life. You've got to create a new version. And what's beautiful is I'm learning how to do that. And, I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'm thankful for the opportunity because there's so many beautiful lessons that come. And, there's so much humility that comes. I mean, for me, I've been coaching people a lot. And now what's beautiful is I'm coaching myself. And that doesn't mean I'm above getting support and being coached and anything like that. But I've done the work and continue to do it so I can help myself. And that's another lesson, is we do have all the healing properties within us to serve ourselves and help ourselves. And I'm not talking extreme stuff. I'm not getting into any of the trendy things that people argue about and talk about with regards to inner healing and outer healing and science and stuff like that. To each his own. But what I do know is when we choose ourself and it's conscious, we elevate and expand and thrive, and we become more, and we don't go back. And if we're not doing that on a daily basis, even if it's for 5 minutes gratitude journal, 5 minutes of breathing, 20 minutes of exercise, then we start stacking up the desk, metaphorically, just like we're stacking up work. If we have work to do and we just stack it up and we don't do it, what happens? None of the work gets done, and we end up losing our job, or we get stressed out and we have something happen. It's the same thing with our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health. If we're not feeding those, who do we expect ourselves to be? What do we expect ourselves to be? We've got to choose ourselves. Choose the attitude that we show up with. Choose to be more disciplined. Choose to be committed to ourselves. Choose to start in the present moment. Choose to overcome the fear and the rejection. Choose to overcome the negative thoughts. Choose to avoid comparison. Choose to love ourselves. Choose to love ourselves. All of it. Beyond just what we look like. Beyond our past. Beyond our family. Beyond our limitations. Beyond our strengths. Choose to love ourselves. Choose to see beyond what we're wearing. Choose to see beyond the physical, because we are so much more than that. I thought of this the other day, and I've visualized this frequently. I visualized, like, let's just imagine that we were all blind and we were all deaf. And there's people out there that have these, I wouldn't even call them disabilities, just these characteristics. And if we were blind in our eyes, we would see within all the time, because there would be nothing on the outside world impeding our vision. And what if we were deaf? So you think about how affected we are and influenced and impacted by the outside world because of these senses that we were given. But yet, what I know is that we are multidimensional beings, spiritual beings having a human experience, right? You'll hear that a lot. But we have these 5 physical human senses that we believe are the dictators of how we experience this journey. And that visualization of me being blind and being deaf, even to go beyond that, even not even having touch or smell, then what are we? What are we? Who am I? What would my thoughts be like every single day? Would they be on what I'm wearing, what my hair looks like, what somebody else is wearing, what somebody else's hair looks like, how somebody else smells, can't smell, how somebody else sounds when they speak, wouldn't be able to hear them. So we can't be super consumed by the five senses, and we have to be very contemplative and interested in the other ones. And so my message is that continue to seek answers within, continue to trust in self and love yourself. Find new ways to love yourself. Find new ways. Find new ways to love yourself versus hate yourself. Find new ways to love yourself versus judge yourself. Find new ways to love others versus judge others. It's literally like replace the word hate and judge with love. And what does that do? That hurts the ego, maybe? The pride? The old conditioning? Well, we're here to break down and remove our old conditioning, our old programming. We're here to set ourselves free consciously. And so there's certain things we do in our human that can do it. They can activate it. And I'm just excited for people to continue to raise the vibe, so we can all live together harmoniously as one. And that sounds maybe fluffy and fruity to some people. I don't see it that way. Because if we were deaf and blind and couldn't utilize our other senses of smell and touch, taste, what would there be to judge? Who would there be to judge? None of it would matter. And in the grand scheme of things, we don't have to remove those senses for us to become aware that none of it matters. None of it really matters. You know, I read a book, or I started reading a book that was written by an astronaut. And think of what that does when you're in outer space looking down upon Earth, looking around in the galaxy. And it's like, imagine the contemplative and questioning and feeling that you have within yourself. Like, what am I doing here? I almost got that same feeling when I'm on an airplane. I actually do get that feeling. When I'm sitting in that little seat with that little safety belt with all these other random people that I don't know, but yet we all chose to be together. And I look out the window, I'm like, just kind of floating around up here. Full surrender. Full surrender. Full trust that that big metal thing with wings is going to get me to where I need to go. And full surrender and trust that the people flying it, the mechanics and maintenance people that have serviced it, and all of the people that are on it collectively created the energy to get that plane from here to there safely. But when you're in the air or outer space or meditative and you've disconnected, you can detach from all of the attachments, the judgments. And so I guess I'm sharing with everybody to go and set yourself free. Find some time where you can release and you can express and you can challenge and you can contemplate, and always bring it back to gratitude. Always bring it back to love. That's my message for today. This is a long video. I hope that that someone finds value in this, and if you found value in it, share it with somebody. Because for 15 minutes, I've listened to a lot of 15-minute messages that have changed my life. And maybe this is just a message that helps somebody. So, love y'all. I will be back sooner than later, and have a beautiful day. Many blessings.